Hello everyone, my name is Zara and I'm a researcher from Tejuhana Foundation. Today, I will present our research that titled Mainstreaming Sustainable Use of Suboptimal Land to Support Food Security in Indonesia. I'm going to start this presentation with an intriguing question like, do you know what other countries are competing for other than oil or gold? The answer is, in fact, the thing that many of us often take them for granted, and it is food. This is the global land grabbing map. For those who are not familiar, land grabbing means a phenomenon where a country, usually a rich one, acquires land in developing countries to produce food and other commodities to meet their domestic demands. In this map, we can see countries like South Korea, China, and Saudi Arabia are grabbing lands in many parts of the world, including in Indonesia. One of the bottlenecks that drives global food competition is the decreasing arable land. It also happens in Indonesia. This number suggests that we need at least 10 million hectares of crops to achieve food self-sufficiency in 2045. Honestly, it is challenging to attain considering the alarming rate of land conversion for housing and infrastructure, especially in the arable land areas. While the conversion rate has reached 96,000 hectares per year, the government can only generate new arable lands of 20 to 30,000 hectares per year. Other than strictly controlling the land conversion, this staggering gap can also be met by sustainably utilizing the suboptimal lands. And the next question is how to fill this gap. So this is the picture of suboptimal lands. The one in the left is the dryland and the one in the right is the wetlands. They are also known as marginal land, abandoned land, or critical lands. These types of land are somewhat neglected due to their soil characteristic that is too dry or too wet. Yet they can be optimized with proper soil, crops, and water management to be productive. In fact, most of soil types in Indonesia consist of suboptimal lands. This map shows that acidic dry land dominates the country area. The data indicates that there are around 29 million hectares of suboptimal lands that can be used for agricultural purposes. The government have been developing many agricultural work plans, but none of them has a specific plan in utilizing suboptimal land to support food security. These lands are not even mentioned in the Food Security Agency National Strategic Plan. We use these mainstreaming strategies as described in this chart. The blue box here represents the main causes. The purple box contains the indicators to examine the policy sector that need reform, and the green part is the classification process of the assessed policy option, where we divided the result into high priority, game-changing, and supplementary policies to mainstream the suboptimal land agriculture. So these are the four main determining sectors. They are policies and regulations, investment, land use planning, and farmers' development. Each aspect contains major bottlenecks such as no agricultural work plan that specifically prioritizes sustainable practice in suboptimal land, inadequate fiscal instruments like incentive and capital assistance, overlapping land status and permits, along with different sectoral agenda in utilizing the land area, and ineffective empowerment program for farmers. We use these indicators to assess policy options in mainstreaming sustainable use of suboptimal lands. This study adopted change-based approach in identifying each option by using these influencing parameters. They are authority, short-term and long-term effectiveness, ability, acceptance, and lastly, resource efficiency. Based on our analysis, these are the policy options that have been assessed using the indicators mentioned earlier. Each option will be classified using low, medium, and high based on literature analysis and general field condition. Each of them has a number ranging from 1 to 18, to which those numbers will be placed accordingly in the design space diagram in the following slide. In this diagram, each number and color represents the category where they belong. The blue ones are high priority policies, which means they are low-hanging fruits that could be immediately implemented and are expected to create lasting impacts. The yellow ones fall into the game-changing category that requires significant effort to mobilize interministerial collaboration or establish new regulatory frameworks but beneficial for long-term goals. While the red ones are supplementary policies that will bring additional improvements but most likely only generate medium impact if they are not integrated with other policies. And the gray one is considered as a not recommended policy. Based on that analysis, we select these options to be the high priority ones. These policies are considered easier to implement since they largely lie under the Ministry of Agriculture authority and can bring significant contribution to agricultural development. The required regulation, roadmap plans, and empowerment program already exist to the point the government only needs to incorporate a specific policy related to suboptimal land agriculture. Meanwhile, the options that fell into the game-changing category are important but will take longer time to execute since they need interministerial collaboration. For example, strengthening the grassroots forum like Musrembang requires a large support from the existing authority and legal change. Fiscal instruments such as incentive scheme or crop insurance need strong support and extensive work with the Ministry of Finance and regional government. Lastly, the supplementary policies are the ones that most likely only generate medium impact. Giving incentive to the local government could improve their work qualities, yet performance-based payments are not cost-efficient. Also, the long-term benefit of direct cash assistance is not very clear. Utilizing a behavioral approach also brings little impact since farmers may become reluctant to participate in an empowerment program if there is no inducement provided. So that's my presentation. You can find more of our research by visiting the Teju Hana Foundation website. Thank you.